Fine. So this is the plan for today. We will start from basics of R and R Studio, installation of R and R Studio. And then if time permits, a little bit of basic data handling. File handling we'll cover tomorrow. And again, we'll end with the graph preparation, just to give you a feel that what you do generally by file handling. So what is R? So R is a programming language which was created by Ross Ihaka and Robert Gentleman, and probably that's why it is called as R language. Other reason why it is called as R programming language is because it was modeled after S. So instead of calling it as T, they are calling it as R, so that it sounds something which came before S. And it became very popular because it is freely distributed and the terms of GNU, General Public License. And its development and distribution are carried out by several statisticians. They are the R the development core team. And other good point of using R is it is available for any operating system, whether you're working on Unix, you're working on Mac, you're working on Windows, you can use R. So it's an interpreted language, not a compiled one. Like what happens in case of C programming language, or there are other programming language where you need to compile. I think meeting recording is in progress, so do not worry about the recording. The organizer is doing. Yeah. So it's an interpreted language, not a compiled one. You need not compile it. So whenever you type a command, you will be able to see the output at the same time itself. So that's why it became very popular. So in the beginning 15 minutes, we will devote time to install it. So I request all of you to open this link on your system, https://cran.r-project.org/. CRAN is the Comprehensive R Archive Network. So for any package, any information about R, you should go to CRAN. I'll copy this link on the chat box so that you don't have to type it and avoid the mistake. Right. Yep. Please click on this one, https://cran.r-project.org. Depending upon whether you're working on Unix, Mac OS, or Windows, click on the download link. If it is Windows, if you're working on Windows, it should be like click, and you will be able to install R. If you're working on Unix, you will be downloading a tar.zz file, which you need to untar using tar. So if you're working on Unix and you are downloading tar.zz file, you untar it with tar -xvzf command. And Mac, again, if you download, you should be able to install it by click. You don't have to do anything more than that. So let me know whether you have installed it or not. I have just now sent you one poll. If you have installed, click on yes. Good. Some of you are facing problem. You can click on the link which I have given in the chat box to get a help on how to install R on Windows, Mac, or Ubuntu. This is a very useful link. Yeah. So when you install on Windows, what tabs you will get, how to do that on Windows. After installing R, we will install R Studio, and I will explain why. But first you install R. If it is Mac, then you will get something like .pkg package. Download the latest one. And if it is Ubuntu, one way to install it in Ubuntu is by command line sudo apt update, sudo apt -y upgrade, and sudo apt -y install rbase. Yes, if you already have something installed, don't worry. I can see still 50% of you are facing problem. Go to the link page which I have sent on the chat box and take help from there. It's a very nice resource. And once you have installed, you can click yes in the installed R hole. Those who have already installed, they should move forward and try to install R Studio. So why do we need another function, another program when we already have installed R? So R Studio is IDE, which is like it gives you an interface to work with R. It's a graphical unit which you can use to access all the package or functions of R. It gives you a much improved environment to work in your R script. It includes a console that supports direct code execution. I'll show what is called as console, and tools for plotting and keeping track of variables in the workspace, among other features. Okay, if it is already installed in your PC, do not worry. And again, following the same link which I have sent, you will find a way to install RStudio. Click on the same link from datacamp.com and install RStudio. I'll close the poll and again start the poll so that I get a clear answer. Installed R and RStudio? That's the question I'm asking. Only if you have installed both, type yes.
Ma'am, how to install R Studio? Please explain that.
Yeah, so go to this link which I have sent you, data camp link. And if you're working on Windows, go to this R Studio download page. Do you see this link? I'll copy this link and copy link. Yeah, go to this link and download R Studio from this link. Just follow what is shown here. If you go to this link, this page, you will be able to see downloads R Studio for Windows. There you go for free, and from there you go for Windows R Studio.exe. Ma'am, I use Linux on always. How can I download it? Okay, you are asking for R Studio. Sani Sarkar, you are asking for R Studio or R? R. Okay, if you're asking for R, you should go for these commands. I'll copy paste these commands. Somebody asked for MacBook also. Just hold for a second. I'll come back to you. So you need to first, the one who, somebody asked for Unix. Those who are working on Unix, I'm assuming that you know how to do command line update. So open the terminal. In the terminal, type sudo apt update, then sudo apt -y upgrade, and then sudo apt -y install rbase. This. And again for RStudio, it's just below R. Like how to install RStudio is shown here. But first install R. Somebody asked for Mac, again on this page, same page. On the CRAN, when you click on for Mac, then you will get R hyphen, whatever is the version, most latest version, TKG. Click on that. After clicking, it is just click, click, click. You don't have to do much. It's just like Windows. For installing RStudio, go to this RStudio download page, and from there, take Mac OS .dmg file. So .dmg file for Mac, .exe file for Windows. Oh, good. I'm able to see 38 of you are able to install both R and RStudio. Good job. Base R, unable to locate package R base. R hyphen base. So make sure you don't make any mistake in the command. Command line should be exactly same, like what is typed in the chat box. Which link do you want, Mira? RStudio, okay. If you click on RStudio link, which I have sent you, RStudio desktop, here, go down and you can see for Windows, you have .exe file. For Mac OS, you have .dmg file. For Ubuntu, you have .deb file. Depending upon which OS you are using, click on that. Okay. Only 42 have responded. What is the problem you are facing? You can type in the chat box. I'm repeating what I said, okay? First go to CRAN, which is https://CRAN r-project.org. This is the first link which I sent. Click on that, and depending upon which OS you're working, you click on that link. Like if you're working on Linux, click on Linux. If you're working on Mac OS, click on Mac OS. If you're working on Windows, click on this. For Linux, I would suggest to go by command line, because if you're not very much comfortable with the command line, like how to untar the file and do everything, which is shown here, you rather go by the command which I have written here: sudo apt update, sudo apt -y upgrade, and sudo apt -y install rbase. For Mac OS and Windows, you can simply click, and it's a clickable thing. You don't have to do much. Once you have installed R, I suggest you to install RStudio, and from where you will install RStudio, I have sent you the link for that. Click on that, depending on whether you're working on Windows, Unix, or Mac OS, you can click the respective version. And this is for people who are working on Unix. Okay. So what do you see if you have installed it? And I hope most of you have installed it. Some of you must be facing problem now also. If you write in the chat box whenever others are doing some exercise, I can have a look. But those who have installed should be able to see something like this. And you must be wondering how to get this. Wherever is search button, whether it's Windows, it should be down, left down corner, where you can do search. On Unix, again, there should be a box with dot, and there you click and you do search. On Mac, we have search here. So wherever is the search button, there you type RStudio. And once you get RStudio, click on that, and you should be able to see something like this, where you have 3 windows open in front of you. This is called as console. In the left hand side, what you are seeing, this part is called as console. This whole part.
And please repeat this now.
Yeah, I'll repeat. You want me to repeat from search?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So right now I have not opened RStudio. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll click on search. Do you see search here? I have a search magnifying glass icon here. I'm clicking here. In your system, you must be knowing where is the search button. And type RStudio. Click on that. Something like this. Down here, you can see R. You'll see a blue circle R. And this is your RStudio.
Ma'am, in Windows, no search button is available.
How do you find anything installed there then? If it is installed, you should be able to see one icon on your desktop, a blue round RStudio.
Ma'am, it is installed successfully.
Wait a minute. I'll show you how it looks. Something like our blue sphere. Let me see how to show you that. You must have RStudio icon on your desktop itself, or Windows run prompt. You have a run prompt on Windows, right? In the right corner, sorry, left corner. There you type RStudio. Some of you have done it, very good. Press Windows icon and type RStudio. Yes, good. So I hope all of you are able to see this, which has in the left-hand side, this is called as console. And right-hand side, you have one global environment. This is called as R environment. So your R environment might be empty, and mine has lots of objects because I have been working on R on my system. R is not new in my system, but in your case, you may not be having anything. No problem. We'll create few variables here. Right side down, what you have is a space where you can have graphical output. Not just graphical output. If you see, you have files, you have plots, you have packages, you have help, you have viewer, presentation. So there are a lot of things here. Now, this is console. And just pay attention here, what I'm going to do to make our script also. So we need 4 windows altogether. And I will explain you why we need 4 windows altogether. Go to File. All of you go to File, New Project. Okay. Go to File, New Project, New Directory. And let's do New Project, directory name, NextGen Helper maybe, NextGen Helper. And you can create it in your home directory or wherever you are currently. Create project. So what you are actually creating is a project for yourself where you can have multiple R scripts in the same project. So what happened as soon as I created project? In my, it's in R or RStudio. We are working on RStudio. So let me explain you. RStudio is interface of R. RStudio just gives you an interface to work on R. What we have here opened is RStudio. You already have installed R. With RStudio, you will be able to work on R. So I'm not saying you cannot work on R without RStudio. There are different ways to work on R without RStudio, but RStudio gives you an interface to work with R. Okay. So I just now created one project. Again, I'm repeating: File, New Project, New Directory. Then again, when you click, you'll get New Project. Click there and give the name of the project. And what I see here is a folder. If you see the path here in my home directory, I have NextGen Helper folder created, which has a project. Okay, those who are working on Linux, if you have installed RStudio, there is a search section in Unix. What I remember is it looks like in nowadays Ubuntu system 18 LTS or 20 LTS. In the left hand side corner, there should be a box with 9 dots. If you click on that, you should be able to search all the application. It's an installed application on your system. So whichever way you search the application on your system, you should be able to find RStudio. Just type RStudio in the search. How to search an application on your system. Okay, do that. Now, once you have created the project, and do not worry if you are not able to create the project, you can create a new file also. New file, R script. The advantage of creating a project is that you can have multiple R script in the same project, or you can just create one R file, new file, R script. Right now, my file is untitled. It does not have any name. Let us give it as a name. Save as, file, save as, day1. .r. You don't have to again type .r. day1.r. Save. So the file name is day1.r. As soon as I created day1.r file, look at this right hand side corner in this output window, graphical output window. In files, I have one file created, which is a R script with name day1.r. The size is 0 byte because I have not written anything there. So what do we have is this is our R script. This is our console. This is our environment, and this is our graphical output. Sure, I can repeat it. What do you want me to repeat? You want me to repeat how to open a project or how to open a R script, create a new R script, or what are these called?
Ma'am, how to rename the file?
File, save as, right? Whatever you want to write here. I'm writing day1. It's already there, so it will ask me replace. Yes, replace. File, save as, like how you, whenever you work with Microsoft Office, you work with any common application of writing, most of the time you have file and save as, right? You want me to show
Yes.
how to create a new R script. Somebody wrote that. Okay. File, new file, R script. See, a new file is created and then save as. File, save as. Okay. So it's already 7:30 and I hope most of you are able to install R by this time. And you all are ready to do some exercise on R. Okay, good. You can type in the chat box if you are able to open R Studio and one R script. Type yes if you are able to. Yes, type yes if you are able to open R Studio and day1 R script. Good. Nice. Good. Thank you. So at least some of you are able to, yeah, follow it. Very good. Let's start then. So we will be working on the R project or in day1 R. So R project is like a directory. Think it like a directory. And inside that project, you have multiple R files. Okay, so you work in day1.R. It's same as working in nextgenhelper.R project. Doesn't matter where you're working. Okay, so
Hello,
yeah,
it says to start new project. So should I select new project?
yeah, no problem. Select new project. You should have these 4 windows open.
4 window.
You are able to see this 4 on your R Studio. What happens is whatever we type in console, we won't be able to save.
I
That's
have 4 window,
Huh.
but it's a new directory, existing directory, and version control. What should I select for creating a new project?
New directory.
New directory. And then there I have to select new project, right?
Right.
New directory.
Yes, new project, give a name, and then create a file here. File, new file, R script.
And next I said selected next gen, and then I have to browse it.
No, you don't have to do anything.
So just create project, putting the name. Okay.
New file, R script. Yes. Okay.
Ma'am, how to go for creating new directory? File, new project, then
File, new project, new
then
directory,
new
new
directory.
project, click, and then name of the directory, any name you want to give,
Okay.
that will be created on your home folder.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let's start then. Let us, like in any computational programming language, you have a variable. What is a variable? It stores some value. A variable always stores some value. So, let me show you that. So whenever you do a use a programming language, you need to use various variables to store various information. And these variables are a reserved memory location to store values. This means that when you create a variable, you reserve some space in memory. And in case of R, you don't have to declare the type of variable. What I mean is, your variable can have a number, your variable can have an integer value, your variable can have a string, your name, your age, but you don't have to define R, or you don't have to declare in the R in the beginning itself whether your variable is of integer type, it is of a character type, what kind of variable it is, you don't have to define that. You don't have to declare that. That's another beauty of R. It's not that strict, unlike several programming language. So I'll come back to this slide again, but before that, let us create one variable, X. That's our favorite name, no, for any programming language. And how do you put some value in X? So X is the name of variable which will store what we want it to store. So in R, there are two ways to do that. One is this less than sign followed by hyphen. So it makes an arrow. So X space less than sign hyphen. This makes one arrow and give a number 5. After you type this much, then you have to, do you see run here? Green arrow run, click on that. So what happened? As soon as I clicked, you click and notice. As soon as I clicked, we are writing in our script, but something happened in console. At the same time, in the environment, you have created a variable called X, which stores a value 5. And in the right hand side corner, there is no change because you're not creating any file. X arrow 5.
I could not find run in my window.
No, you should be able to see run. This run should be there.
It's like terminal, background, console, but no run.
How many windows do you have in RStudio? Like, do you have this four?
I have the 3 actually.
Three. That's why you have to first create a file, new file, R script. Do this, file, new file, R script. What you're working with currently is the console part. That's why you said console terminal background. You do file, new file, R script.
File and new file now. Okay, and then R script.
R script, yes, do that. And then you will open this fourth window, which is called as R script window. There you type this.
Okay. There I have to type.
Right.
Okay.
Other way to store is X equals to sign 5. Only single equal to 5. Again, run. Both are correct. It's up to you which one you want to pick. What I generally do is I do the first one, so that I can differentiate between when I'm using it for assigning some value and when I'm using it for comparing two values. In comparison, we do 2 equals to sign. So I hope all of you have done this. Okay.
Yeah, it's working now. Thank you.
Good. So Every time when you do that, whenever you run, you are able to see it is happening in console also. Like we do run and we are able to see in console. But do the reverse. Y, I am typing in console. Y is 6. See, if I do Y is 6, that is not reflected in R script. So you won't be able to say what you are doing here. That's why I prefer writing it on R script and then running, and you will be able to see the output in console. If you have to test something, you can test in console. But if you want to write and save it for later, type it in R script. What the difference? Okay. Next, this is,
Repeat it once again. What is the difference
I'm
between these
saying,
two?
like just now I did in console, Y is 6. When I did that, Y in 6 is not shown in R script now, right? But when I did X5, that is shown in console.
Yeah, true.
Whatever you do in R script, you will be able to see the executing command as well as output in the R script. Sorry, in the console. But reverse is not true. Whatever you do in console will not be shown in the R script.
Okay.
Okay. So you type in R script, you will be able to see the output in console. If you want to test something and you don't want to save, you can simply type in console. But if you want to write and save it for later use, you type it in R script. This is R script. Okay, let's go to another variable, data. And now this time, what I will show, I will use a function. Function is instruction which you are giving. So in any programming language, there is something called as function. So C, the function name is C. C stands for combine because I want to store more than one value. So 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, whatever you want to store, 8. So I want to store all these in data. So if you want to remember what you have done later, you can use this hash just next to the command and type what this line is doing, storing the data. And then run. As soon as I did that, look at the right-hand side global environment. What do you see? You see a numeric vector is created, a numeric variable is created named data, which has value from 1 to 6, which is 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. I hope you all are able to do this. So C is a function which stands for combined. Now, there are already existing function in R. One such function is mean. Yes, Subhashish, tell me.
So here index is counted from 1.
Yeah, here index is counted from 1, unlike other programming language which starts from 0. Here it is 1. Okay. There is another function. There are already existing function in R like C. Other is mean. You can use mean to calculate mean of this this vector. I'll explain what is vector later, but I'm going ahead. So data is a variable, which means it stores a value. It stores something which you want it to store. So as soon as you type line number 4, memory is allocated on your computer, which stores value 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Now, if you want to calculate mean of data, you can use function mean, and in the bracket, every time when you use a function, in the bracket, you type the variable name which stores the values. Again, run. What happened? I'm typing it in R script, but look where I'm getting the answer. In the console. And since I have not created any object here, I have not created any variable here, that is why in my global environment, I don't see anything new here. It still is X, Y data. And since I have not created any file here, that's why I don't see any file also coming here. So what do I have on my system, on my RStudio? In the 5th line is using mean function on data variable, which gives me output of 4.833. This 1 shows line number 1, nothing more than that. This is line number 1. Some function may have multiple outputs, so it can be line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since I did not create any variable, that's why I don't see any variable created here. It has only X, Y data, which I created earlier. And since I did not create any new file, that's why I don't see any new file here. Great. Now let's move. So we can again type here hash. This is to calculate mean of data. Okay. Whenever you type something, you can see the file name has a star sign now, which means it's not saved. So keep saving it. Next line. How to get help when you are stuck somewhere. So I will tell you in beginning itself. There is again another function called help.start bracket, nothing more than that, run. And you will see a page will open in this side. And as soon as this page is open, you have seen the tab has moved from files to help. And here you can click on manuals, references, miscellaneous material for any kind of help. So again, next to it, I'll type, get the help start page. Next. Now, if you want help for a specific function, how do you do that? Suppose I don't know how to use mean, but I know there's a function called as mean. For that, question mark, look at my 7th line, question mark mean, run. What do you see? In your right hand side corner, bottom corner, you see that arithmetic mean, what is the description of this function and how to use it. So minimum requirement is a variable which has some values. Okay. Now these functions are always part of a package. A package is combination of lots of function. A package can have multiple function. Whenever you install R, you have by default installed package which is called as base package. There are multiple functions in base package which you all have installed, whoever are working on R now. So you don't have to bring that package on your local environment. Mean belongs to base package. What you see here is mean belongs to base package. But there are other functions which you will be using which do not belong to base package. In that case, you will have to install the package. So let us try installing a package. How do you install a package? There is a function to install a package. Install.packages. Let's install 84. I have put 84 into double quote. 84 is one package. And again, I did run. So you should be able to see something like this happening on your system if you do install.packages in quotes 84. Do that.
Ma'am, in my screen, it is showing like cannot open URL.
Cannot open URL?
Yes.
Okay. Can you try installing some other package? I will show you how to do that. How to
Yes,
take any other package. Okay, just hold on. Let me start the poll so that those who have done should be able to at least. Let me show you other package. Yeah, in the right hand side, you see files, plots, packages. Click on packages. There you can click on any other package you are interested in. You can try something like code tools. It's already installed on me. Okay. It's already installed. You can try installing any of these packages.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So there are multiple ways to install package. One is through R script. Other one is through Go Files, Plots, Packages. Click on any of these and you will be able to install it. So look at this, install. Like ask pass. And you can see the description of the package also. Okay. So still some of you are trying to install package. I see only 24 responses. If you are facing some error, you can try installing any other package or try with install.packages AD4, comma, dependencies is equal to true. So what I did, I am using a function called install.packages. In that, I am typing what is the package I want to install, comma, another argument for this function, which is dependency, which is like what all is required before downloading, installing this package. I'm making it as true. So first install those packages and then install ADE4. Because I have already installed ADE4, so it should work. It's trying to do it again, by the way. So you can try this as well if it is not working. So only, just sorry.
Ma'am, after that it's showing one or more of the packages to be updated are currently loaded. So what should I do? Yes or no?
Yes.
Restarting R prior to install is highly recommended.
For now you do it no, but later you should do it yes.
Okay.
Otherwise it will ask you to close R and then you will again open R, and whatever you have done, you might lose it. So that's why I'm suggesting save. So you see red color star, it means the file is unsaved. Save it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
If you want to see which packages are already installed, and since most of you have installed it today itself, so you won't be able to see many. So install.packages. So in my case, there will be lot many. Still it's trying to install package for me.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
ma'am, for me, this thing has come warning in install packages. Download of package ADE4 failed. Package PixMap successfully unpacked. Package SP successfully unpacked. Package RCPP Armadillo successfully unpacked.
Can you try installing other package? It may be that AD4 is not compatible with your version. Download, install DESeek2. Like how I'm clicking, do you see that in the right hand side, I'm just clicking the package name and it is getting installed. You click on any package name and it should be installing.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so I think we should stop this poll now. So R can be used for many types of application, for data analysis, for data related to I mean, if you want to do machine learning, if you want to plot graphs, if you want to do statistical analysis, if you want to do any regression analysis, if you want to, what else? There are several applications, such applications. So for every application and for specific application, there are specific packages. Depending upon what you need, you can install the package, and how you will find which package is of your interest. For that, you will have to Google, unfortunately. So other than that, it can be used for simple calculation. Like even if you do 2 plus 3, it would work. So it can be used for any type of calculation, like how you do in calculator, and it would work. So even for simple mathematical calculation, it would work. Log
I have
value.
one question.
Huh?
Installed last command install.packages. After typing this, it shows package ADE4 is in use and will not be installed.
That's okay. Leave it. So in my case, I have lots of packages installed, and you can see a list here. What is installed is yes. What is not installed is no. You don't need to install a package now. I'm just showing how to install a package. If you're able to install any package, any one package, that is fine. We are not going to use any package today. We will use package tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So you can use R for any kind of small calculation. So you don't have to come out of R for this kind of calculation. That is another thing. So let us create another variable, data1. And instead of numeric values, let us give some string so that you know that it's not just numeric value which can be stored. We can store a string as well. And you can see as soon as I did data1, it shows me a character variable with Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, how do you know whether it is a numeric or character? So the function is class. If you do class for data, you get numeric. If you do class for data1, you get it as character. Do this much. Okay. So now coming back to vector. We did this, we did this. I'll tell more about packages later. But in R, you have different types of objects. So far we have learned about like variable is a place, a reserved memory located in your system. Whenever you create a variable, our memory is allocated on your system and some values are assigned to it. But depending upon how the values are, like whether it is numeric, it is character, that is the data type. So what you have is different types of data type. It can be integer, which is whole number consisting variable. It can be numeric, which means your variable can have decimals. It can be character, which means it can have name, a, hello, any string. It can be logical, which means it stores only true and false. It can be factor, which is a categorical value, like colors, like which has a category, like old, young, like male, female, grades. Those are categorical values. It can be missing, which is whether the value is not there. So NA. So these are data types. So what data type is stored in that variable. But how it is stored is called as object. So our object can be vectors, list, matrices, and arrays, factors, and data frames. What we will discuss today is vector. Vector is one-dimensional collection of variable of the same type. which is what we have shown just now, what we did. Data is equal to C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a vector because the data type is same type. It is numeric. So it is a vector. But when you do data 1 is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that is also a vector because it is one dimensional, only one row, which has all the values of same data type. All are string. But if you have something as two-dimensional, rows as well as columns, but each cell is filled with the same data type, that is called as matrix. And the third form, which is interesting, is data frame, where you can have multiple data types in different columns, not mix and match. Each column with one type of class, or it can be like multiple columns with same class. For example, if you have a record where you have name of the participant, where you have marks obtained by participant, age of the participants, university of the participants. So for name, you need string character. For age, you need numeric. For grades, you might need like you decide if you want a whole number, the integer. Then for whether it is in like nation, then we can make it as factor inside India or outside, so it can be factor or any other information in that. So in the same file, you can have multiple class. So that kind of information can be stored in data frame. So what did I say? I said a variable is a memory allocated on computer, and that variable can store different data type depending upon whether it is whether it is numeric or it is character, and how it is stored, whether it is one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or two-dimensional but different column with different data type, then data frame. So let us go back. And we can also change one data type into other data type. Like for example, the class of data 1, what do you get is a character. We cannot convert character into numeric, but we can convert numeric into character. So data, if we use a function called as dot character, and in bracket data, which stores numeric values, what do you see? The output is the same information but in a character form. Let me store it in a different variable. Data 2 as dot character in bracket data. So what do you see? Class data 2 is character. So data had 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, but data 2 had 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, but in quotes, which means the numeric values became character. So you can change that way, but you cannot convert character into numeric. That you should keep in mind. So one more object which I did not discuss about. So this is vector, by the way. This is vector because it is one dimensional.
Can you
Same
please
data type.
explain again?
Which what? Which part? As dot character?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So as dot character is a function to convert numeric into or any other data type into character. So data has values, numeric values 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. If I use as dot character, it becomes the class of data 2 becomes character. Got it? So
Yes.
this is 15 line number data 1. This is a vector because it is one dimensional, same data type. It's a character data type and it's one dimensional.
Ma'am, how do you define the character here?
It is Monday, Tuesday. Character means a string, ABCD. Words. So
Now
that's
here the data 2 is like inverted comma and then 3. This is called character. So
this is character. Yes, this is character.
okay.
R is taking it as a character.
Mm-hmm. Get it.
You
Okay. Thank you.
cannot use this for any kind of numeric addition subtraction. It has data 2 has become character now. Got it?
Got
If
it.
it is numeric, then you can use it for, like if I do mean of data 2, for example,
Mm-hmm.
it will not work because data 2, although it is 3, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, but each of these have now become character. Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Now, another very important object is, like one we discuss is vector, other one is matrix, and other one is data frame, and one more I usually discuss is list. So before I go to matrix and data frame, I want to discuss list. Little complicated but for those who are really interested to opt for programming in future, list can have combination of data type, just like data frame. But in list, you can have, like in data frame, you should have one column for one data type. Here, I'm making one variable, my list. And in that, I'm using a function to make list. In that, I can have one numeric value, I can have one character value, and I can have a logical value. And still it will work. So it is one-dimensional object which can store different data type. Okay. So far we have seen vector, we have seen list. How to extract one particular information from vector and list? I know that I have exceeded the time. I will stop by 8:15, 4 minutes more. No. Oh, we have time. 8:15. So we have 8:7. A little. So how to extract one information, one value, one index from data 1, from vector. So data 1, if I do in the square bracket, look at this, line number 23. Data 1 in the square bracket, if I do 1, it will print Monday. For any kind of vector, if I just write the name of the vector, square bracket 1, it will give me what is stored in that index, at that place. But in my list, if I do that, it works. But other than printing what is there, it also prints something as the index information, which is not printed in case of vector. That is why in case of list, when we want to print what is there at the first place, then instead of 1 square bracket, we do it with 2 square bracket. This is difference between how you access each index of vector and each index of list. Please try this, and then we will do one. I will show how to create matrix, and then one data frame, and that's it. That is for today. So remember, variable is a place allocated in your computer which stores some value. What do you want to store there? Variable can be any name. Should not start with a colon, or should not start with a full stop. It can be any name, like how I am using XY data 1. Depending upon what you are storing in that, it can be of different data type. It can be numeric, so which is called as class. It can be class numeric, it can be class character, it can be integer, it can be logical, it can be factor, like that. Now, how it is stored? If it is one-dimensional, same data type, it is a vector. If it is different data type, it is a list. If it is two-dimensional, same data type, then it is a matrix. If it is two-dimensional, different data type, data frame. So I'll show you how to create a matrix. My matrix is the name of the variable. Matrix 1:6, comma. So these are arguments of the function matrix. 1:6 means I want to fill the values with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want 3 rows and 2 columns. And if you see, when I did that, in your global environment, you have created a matrix. And do you want to see what is in matrix? Just type my matrix. And in your console, you should be able to see a matrix which has 3 rows shown as 1, 2, 3, and 2 columns shown as comma 1, comma 2. And each of this cell has a numeric value. You can also test that if you do class of matrix. It will tell you matrix array, but each of the values are actually numeric. Okay, this is how you create a matrix. You can also create a matrix by other ways. That's not very important thing which we want to cover today, but I will show you. Don't have to try this. Just have a look what I'm typing here. I'm taking three vectors, and what I will do, I'll use a function called a cbind, which is combining the three vector column wise, A, B, C. Look, it has combined it column wise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this colon in between 1 and 5 means it's from 1 to 5. C colon 10 means it's from 6 to 10. Like that. If I do R bind, it will combine row wise. A, B, C. Got it? And then is data frame. So we can cover data frame tomorrow. For now, I think this much is enough. You can try any of these for now. I'll wait for 3 minutes more. If you have any doubt, let me know. Please ask the organizer whether the recording will be available. But I can share the R script which I have typed today, and you can practice it.